I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, this is Dr. Geohu, and if you have not watched the recent episode of Doctor Who, Ascension of the Cybermen, do not listen to any more of what I am about to say. Okay? I'm giving you a chance to not have things ruined for you. Okay, you've been warned. So, alright, yes, Ascension of the Cybermen has aired, and, alright, what did I think? So, I think I came to this episode with a lot of wants, a lot of answers, like really fast, just because I know that we're coming to the end, and I didn't really want to have any more surprises. I just wanted to figure out what is going on, okay, and how this lone Cyberman has anything to do with the Timeless Child and Gallifrey and so forth. Okay, so right off, I was not, because I was so attentive, I was looking for every little thing. I didn't get a chance to really kind of experience the episode. It was more like, okay, are we going to get to a place where, okay, the Cyberman has to do with this and Gallifrey? But no. I mean, it starts out with an unknown baby left in Ireland, found by what seems to be a human father, or not, because, at the end we know that he didn't age along with the police officer. Okay, so anyways, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, okay, so now we're starting out with this new mystery. Who is this child? Is this child the Timeless Child? Have we just been pretty much told, hey, this is the Timeless Child? We know that this child is not normal because as a young police officer or guard, he gets shot, falls down a cliff, and it's fine. Immediately I started thinking, well, is this guy anything like Captain Jack? Could this be Captain Jack's brother, or is this a Time Lord? Because if it was a Time Lord, the Time Lord would be able to regenerate. So it wasn't like, he fell and then all of a sudden he, shimmered and became a new a new character. So now we have a new mystery. So that already kind of made me think, oh, my sweet gentle Time Lords, we're already putting another mystery when we're just trying to figure out what has been going on this past season. Okay. But I have to say, I really did like it. I liked the new spin on like the cyber drones, which were kind of cool and creepy. Although I thought it was would have been even cooler if the way that they attack people is that they attach themselves, the drones, to the actual head of the people they're trying to destroy. Okay, but these Cybermen are not about, upgrading. They're about destroying, which is kind of weird because in the past, Cybermen have been about, we will remove your pain. We will remove your suffering. We are here to upgrade you, and if you weren't of good stock, you were deleted, so that's happened in the past. We know that. But these Cybermen are all about deleting. So, I mean, there's obviously been some kind of a war, which we see as Yaz and Graham fly off in this really kind of weird ship, which seems like it couldn't even get off the ground. There's a whole field of Cybermen bodies, So yeah, and just trying to figure out. So we know the Doctor has to go back to these coordinates, or has to go to the coordinates that Shelley had sort of envisioned and saw in his visions. So they're there. They're trying to stop the lone Cyberman. Okay, so the Doctor made a mistake. Lone Cyberman goes into the future. There's a new cyber war, or they're trying to resurrect the Cybermen and bring them back, which is what I'm getting. And I may be completely misreading the story, but that's how I'm reading it, that he's there to kind of bring everyone back. There's only a handful of humans left, at least that we know of. The rest have gone through this magical barrier to some other world, which at the end we find it's somehow opening up a gate to Gallifrey. So, there are a lot of things that confused me, and I think that it's it's an episode I definitely have to watch more than once because, and I do every episode before I watch the actual episode, I watch the previous week's episode to capture things that I might have missed. And so it's the same with this, but with this episode, I have to see it again and possibly again because I'm feeling like there's small things that I missed. So yeah, I liked it. I liked the Cyberman, the lone Cyberman that is just full of emotion, which is, like I've said before, it's scary to have a Cyberman with emotions. I mean, they're deadly already without emotions. With emotions, they're even more scarier. And so what is next? What's coming next? Okay, so we get to this planet. The Doctor flies a cyber ship, which is awesome. There's a Merlin, the magician type looking guy with a staff and everything, who I kind of think is Brandon, the time. I'm going to call him the timeless child because I don't know. I mean, he's not dying, but he's aging, right? They when he retires, they give him a watch, which again, you've got to look at all the clues, and they really kind of took a moment to show you the clock that he got, but then he goes and has his brain washed or erased by his father and that cop that was kind of his mentor, yet they haven't aged. So what's up with that? Is he going to be a Cyberman? Is this what he dreams in his mind? Maybe Brandon was the Cyberman, but there's just so many questions, and I hate that because we're coming down to the end, and I really wanted the last episode to be about, the Dr. Ruth or the Joe Martin doctor, whatever you want to call it, the Jadune doctor, whatever she is, and the timeless child, and finally see if many of the rumors are right, that we are going to see, as the master said, everything change. Okay? So yes, the monster is back too. Awesome. I love it. I really wanted to see him. I wasn't sure if he's going to come back. I'm really digging the Sacha Dhawan master. He's just crazy and angry and and I love, by the way, I love Missy. Love Missy. Got to meet Michelle Gomez a few years back at Gallifrey 1. Awesome. I love what she autographed. It has a swear word, so I won't repeat it. But Missy had that like every time I think of Missy, I think of her line "bananas," because that's her. But this monster, what I love is that he's different, and he's more. Yes, he's a bit jokery. Like I love how he just comes out with these little puns or just humor, which is great because I love that in the monster. And so I'm really kind of liking them both equally. Although I think we've seen more of Missy than we have of this monster, so we'll see. I don't think this will be the end of him. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him again, quite possibly in series 13. But so he's back. He comes out of nowhere from Gallifrey, tells the Doctor this is where everything's going to change, But what does that mean? Okay. Now the next time episode trailer shows the Doctor, which everybody's been sort of really talking about, is that sort of little monolith that we saw at the teaser. When they were going to announce the 13th Doctor, and it started with that, and we all dismissed it. We all thought, well, it was just, it was part of the trailer, it was part of the teaser, it was nothing else. But I always felt like there was something going on here. Some people thought maybe it was the TARDIS. Some people thought maybe it was, something on Gallifrey, because it looked very similar to, if you've watched the Five Doctors, there is something similar that the Five Doctors, well, 4 actually, because the 4th Doctor is stuck in limbo. They find this sort of like it looks just like the same kind of structure, and it has old-time Gallifreyan on it. So could we be going back to that? So I know that a lot of people have been analyzing to see if we're going back to that, and that is actually a reference to this whole story that Chris Chibnall has devised. I don't know. If it is, it's not. But yeah, I think the episode had some good action, had some good sci-fi fun, good Cybermen, new Cybermen. I love the classic look of the new sort of classification. There's classifications now of Cybermen who are warrior Cybermen. Love the design. It's such a callback to the classic series, which I've always liked their heads to be kind of shaped roundish, not so robotic. So the new robotic thing, it's kind of been a new thing in Doctor Who since Doctor Who came back in 2005. But the classic image of Daleks is my favorite. It's always been my favorite. They're kind of boxy, rounded, tubes. And I mean, that's always been my favorite look since, the Cybermen started to kind of change with the other doctors. I think it was the fourth doctor that you started seeing a change in their outfits. So I love them. I really do. I love that they look classic and yet also modern at the same time. So really loved the new Cybermen. So what's going on, kids? I don't know. We're going to have to wait until next weekend to find out if we are going to get all the answers we want and hope for, or we're going to have to wait until fall of 2021 to get those answers. I'm hoping we get enough, okay? I'm sure that Chris Chibnall is not going to give us everything next week. That would be silly. Because if he's trying to arc it to the next series, which he actually said in an interview, he said that a lot of what they're setting up for in this series is going to arc over to the next series. So I'm hoping we get something at least to not say, are you kidding me? I have to wait another year to learn who Ruth is. But I know that there is some leaked information apparently on Reddit. I have not verified it, so I'm just kind of saying this. I don't know if it's true, but it is sort of saying that there is a confirmation of what a lot of people have been saying, is that there was a previous line of doctors before the first doctor, as we know him to be the first doctor, and that the previous line may have been a female line before the first doctor, as played by William Hartnell. And it could work. I don't know. I think this idea may work well, or it may destroy the other half of fandom who don't like this major shift in canon. But I like it. I like that Doctor Who can change. That's the whole point of a show like Doctor Who. It can change. It could be whatever it needs to. It doesn't necessarily have to stick to a canon. It can. Of course, it has its soul, its heart, but it doesn't always have to just stick to that. And I always remember what Sidney Newman would say. It's Doctor Who. Who? Okay, it's a question. Who? So yeah, and this is what we need to keep the show kind of invigorated and new and relevant. If not, it's going to be nothing but crap. So I think I've said enough about this episode. It was, the Master's back. We've got Yaz and Graham somewhere on a cyber ship. The Cybermen who are heading to Gallifrey now, and it's crazy. It's going to be obscene. So I will do probably another segment on what I'm expecting to see from the last episode of Series 12 and what we could expect from that. So, yeah, keep listening. Until next time.